good. What do you think are some lessons that people can learn from your life?
I would say don't be afraid to redefine things for you. Like, not saying you're just gonna, delete everything that the world offers and just make up your own world. I'm not saying that drastic, but don't be afraid to do things on your terms and make things mean what they mean to you. For example, when I became the self-esteem doctor, I remember someone asked me, like, self-esteem doctor, what's that? And I'm like, I don't know yet. I'm still becoming her. I didn't have the answers.
Yes.
I didn't have all the answers yet, but I knew it was where I was supposed to go. And I'm sorry I cannot satisfy you with all the details, but I'm working on it. So don't be afraid if you have something that's calling you. Everyone who's tuned in, if you guys have something that is kind of calling to you and it's just not clear, it's okay. You can still own it, and you can own it within you. You don't have to make an announcement until you're ready, but own it within you and grow it and nurture it and see what it becomes. And don't give up. That's another one. It's never too late. And just every opportunity that doesn't seem to work out, take it as a chance to fine tune and fine tune and fine tune. Because there's something greater, I think, to be born from each experience if we allow it and if we take that opportunity. So I would definitely say from my life, redefine things on your terms.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't give up. And it's never too late. I don't care if you're listening and you're 75. Well, then do it now. Do it next year. It's not too late. There's a reason you're here. There's a reason, and you can help all of us because all of us have something to bring to the table. That's how I feel. So do it, because I'm waiting for you to do it. Do it.
That's great. That's great. So obviously we realize, your business is the self-esteem doctor. Now that we know what it isn't,
Right.
what it's not,
Right.
what is it now? What is it kind of morphed into, and who do you help? And, who should be contacting you?
Okay. So this also is going to feed into a little lesson for you guys. I've taken everything, every experience, good, bad, positive, negative. I've taken every experience and put it into the heart and soul of who the self esteem doctor is and what I bring to the table. So, right now, I work as a speaker. So, I can do events and things like that, or come into schools and offices or whatnot, and planning to put on my own events again soon. And I also have founded the Self Esteem Doctor Academy, and it's a virtual academy. And in there, I just feel like it's just a nice little scene into my brain, right? Because in there, we've got tools, resources, strategies, stories, poetry, music, everything that has taken me to this point in my life. There's NLP, which is what I've studied. It's neuro linguistic programming. If you've ever heard of Tony Robbins, you might be familiar with neuro linguistic programming. It's got some elements of spirituality in terms of you really trusting that deep you that's in there, that's that powerful inner you, the inner self. There's other elements of that. There's going to be, of course, lots of affirmation and self-esteem building tools that are related to my time as a teacher, tools for women, tools for parents, tools for kids, tools for teens, and continuous growth and expansion of those tools. You can practice, you get real world applications. And of course, because it's online, you have global access to it. So I've really taken all these elements of my dreams and made them better. Because if I stayed in that studio, you'd have to come to Miami to see me. And now it's global with all of that influence from those days on the runway. And there is, of course, runway influence in there. There's a class called Modeling Confidence, right? And it's
Yes.
super, right? So everything that I've lived, and this is the best, I think, lesson I can give to you guys, everything that you've lived, you can pull from it what you want. You can go in there and take this nugget and take that nugget and take that nugget and create something, whether it's a business or just a state of mind, or just the way you want to leave your legacy for your children or family members or whatever it is, the job or the business that you're in. And I think it's a really powerful takeaway for you. And it's become a really powerful contribution I'm now able to make to humankind because of these experiences that I've had and what I've chosen to do with them to help you and your kids and teens and families to raise self-esteem.
Awesome. And then the website above your head, is that where they should be going?
Yes, to go to the academy, it's the Self-Esteem Doctor Academy.com for sure. And you'll find some paid stuff in there, some free resources in there. Go to the free resource library. It's amazing. I do
I
think.
saw this one section in there where you had stated that you recommend the parents actually doing some of these classes with their children. Why do you think that's a good idea?
Oh, for
Why do you
sure.
recommend that?
Yeah, because the parents need the tools too. And sometimes there's nothing more frustrating than when a child is looking to the parent for an answer and the parent's like, I don't know what to do here. And many parents are going to want to be able to help, right? We're kind of hardwired, like, I want to help, I want to do something. So if the child has watched and gotten the tools and needs a little bit of a reminder, and mom or dad already has the reminder, like, that's when Simone said to do positive aspects or dodge the fireball. Like, let me tell her that, and then they say that, and all of a sudden it's a really nice anchor back to the tools they got in the video.
Wow.
And it's a
Yeah.
great reminder. Parents feel empowered, like they were able to have a role to help. The kid feels supported by parent, not just by
Yeah.
Simone on the computer, but they feel empowered by their parents and they get the reminder they need to actually solve the problem. So it's a win, 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 win. So that's what
Yes.
I highly recommend that for sure. For sure.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
great. And it seems like it would also be just a great way to like rebond
I
with
love
your children. Because as they're getting older, like when they're little, you watch like Sesame Street and the little shows, and you go over the ABCs and you remind them of the songs. So this is like a really great sneaky way to like continue.
I love that
Yes.
you're saying this because literally I have a page in one of my classes. I think it's the Easy Self-Esteem Builder. And there's a page like, how do I get my kid to do this? And I'm like, pull out the popcorn, make it a movie night, make it a party. Like it's
Oh,
only
I
12
love
nights, so
that.
only mom and the daughters can watch, and then dads and the sons can watch the next day, or moms and the sons, whatever your dynamic is. But it's like, it's our special time, and we're going to watch a movie. Go in the closet, put a blanket over your heads, and watch on the laptop. Make it like a moment, an experience. Put on meditation music, go run in circles, but like make it an opportunity to
Wow.
say, like, this is our little thing. We're gonna get the self-esteem stuff together. Like, it's just our secret,
That's
put on a
awesome.
Superman costume and watch it. I don't know. But really, get into it. So I love that you said that because
Yeah.
I that was the vision in my head, and I'm just so happy to hear it's in
Yeah.
your head too.
Yeah. Well, for those parents, I mean, I'm sure, anyone can relate to it, but once they reach a certain age, 14, 15, they kind of start, they're wanting to hang out by themselves or not hang out by themselves, but hang out with their friends more
Right.
than they're hanging out with their parents. I remember when my son turned 15, he's now 17, there was a very definitive line in the
Ooh.
sand that was drawn from like one summer to the next summer of like every day hanging out, every day my best friend, going everywhere with me, going shopping with me, helping, doing all of the things, and then suddenly shifting to all I want to do is just hang out with my friends all the time. I still love
Yeah.
my mommy, like we're still very close. He
Right.
still kisses me and hugs me and asks me how I
Right.
am and all of that. But like a very like yes.
Yeah.
And it so much so that for like pretty much for the whole year that he was 15, I would just find myself just crying
Yeah.
randomly because I literally felt as if I lost my best friend.
Yeah.
So, and that goes along with like single motherhood, and there's like
For
a lot of
sure.
other like stuff that's
Layers.
mixed into that.
For sure.
Um, but but it was a huge deal for me.
Of course.
So like single mom or not single mom, that I'm sure that that's a huge thing for all parents once,
Of course.
there starts to be a little bit of independence there. So this is a great way to kind of, bridge that a little bit and, kind of continue kind of spending a little bit of a quality time with each other and something that they would appreciate. Because that's one of the things is like they no longer need to like go watch cartoon movies
Right.
and eat movies. They now want to like be doing big boy and big girl stuff.
Right.
So this is kind of a nice little bridge. I
Right.
could
It
see.
can it can be for sure. Of
Yeah.
course, it's going to depend on each teen and the parent relationship because one teen
Yeah.
will feel like, no, I'm not watching that with you.
And the age.
And
Yeah.
you're like, "Ugh. Well, that
Yeah.
didn't work, Simone." And I'm like, wait a second, let's try again. So it definitely depends. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. And I think we should also acknowledge the fact that even if they don't want to watch together, which I do understand would be such a beautiful thing just to keep that bond going. I think there's still so much appreciation that will go from the teen, for example, from the teen to the parent, because you put them in touch with this resource, and the
Yes.
resource is answering so many questions for them, and it's highlighting things for them. And they're like, well, why didn't anyone tell me this before? Like, I get that a lot from the teens. Like, no one told me this before. How come I didn't know this? That makes so much sense. So when
Yes.
that gratitude can go back to the parent, it's like, well, wow, mom, like, thanks for hooking me up with this. I think that's just another form of the bonding that we're looking to maintain in this
Yes.
stage, because every time they solve a problem, they'll remember that mom is the one,
Yes.
or dad is the one that put them in touch with that resource. So even if your parents
Yes.
don't want to do it together, never fear. We've got a plan.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, that's great. And I so can appreciate that. And I so can see how that would be so beneficial on multiple levels. So I do want to bring it back to
Yes.
us females, before
Yes.
we kind of close up here. Do you have any advice for females my age
Yes.
who their skin is starting to get a little droopy and their gray hair is coming in all nice?
Yes.
What would you give? What kind of advice would you give to us mommies out there that are feeling not so pretty?
I would say, okay, this is just going to let you all the way into my madness, because I literally had this thought to myself just the other day. And I want to say, your thoughts are the fountain of youth, baby. So if you want to keep flowing these really powerful, youthful hormones within your body, if you want to keep yourself really balanced, if you want to let your glow and your shine, you want to reduce the stress related hormones that cause all kinds of belly fat and all these different things, then really what you want to do is to find yourself in a place where you are doing the best you can to be positive. You want to find yourself unleashing that fountain of youth inside of you. Now, visualization is so powerful, and mental rehearsal is so powerful. So if you can literally get this picture in your mind that there is your thought and it is a fountain, and as it comes out more positive, and it is literally showering and cascading over your body like the best skincare product you could ever find, right? Become conscious of your thoughts. Become conscious. Do it for yourself. Think these thoughts. Empower yourself. Search for the beauty inside of yourself. We can all see the flaws. We can all see what's going on with us sometimes. And unfortunately, we are our own worst critics,
Yeah.
because I will look out there at someone who practically looks the same as me, and I will talk about how amazing she looks, and look at her hair, look at her skin. I will be so gentle and kind in my assessment of her. And then I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, but look at me, and oh my, and then we start to tear ourselves apart. So
Mhm.
I would say, let the fountain of youthful thoughts flow within you as much as possible. And sometimes you got to write it down, honey, because the thoughts will start flowing. And let's be honest, then the supermarket list starts flowing right behind it. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I need cheese, I forgot to buy broccoli. And you're like, what? That's not an affirmation. What am I doing? So grab your journal and start to write, and imagine that flow, that as much as I can flow positive thoughts from me, I am helping my body. I'm a best friend to me. I am unlocking positive chemicals. And this is scientifically proven that you are literally unlocking positive chemicals that will help to flow and keep you energized and keep you feeling good and keep you feeling just really alive and well and healthy, unlocking really positive things within your RNA and DNA. I know this is what I read for fun. I like, literally, I'm like this. I'm like, ooh, what is like more thought stuff? So, but I'm telling you, this is real. So grab your journals and make a decision that you're going to love on yourself. For
Mhm.
every compliment you want to hear out there,
Mhm.
give it to yourself first. And if you're not ready to give yourself that compliment yet, then start with another one, another easier one. If your grays are coming in and you're not loving it so much, but you still have a full head of hair, I suggest we say, well, thank you for this full head of hair. And if you
Yes.
don't have a full head of hair, then I want you to say, thank you to Amazon that I can buy hair on Amazon. I want you to find
Yes.
the
Yes.
gratitude somewhere in there and say that no matter what, I'm going to choose to help myself as much as I can. And there are going to be days where that's tough. And I want you to be honest with yourself when that's tough. I tell the kids, I'm not trying to create robots. I have one emotion. I'm happy all the time. Well, that's
Yeah.
great, but some of us don't have one emotion because we're human and
Yeah,
emotions go over up and down. So when you have those down moments, it's okay. We just have to promise ourselves not to build a house and stay there. That's not where we need
absolutely.
to stay. So we encourage ourselves, grab your journal, get back into your imagination, mental rehearsal, flow the fountain of youth, which is thoughts. That is the magic. That's why no one ever went out there and found it, because it's been in here all along. And it really does impact our body, our health, our mindset, the decisions we make, the choices we make, the way we feel, the way we act, the outcomes we get. All of it traces right back to the way that we're thinking and feeling about ourselves. And that is self esteem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a way to wrap it up. What a way to wrap it up. So anyone who is wanting to find you, where would we go on social media? Where are you?
I'm on every single one of them for some reason, but the one that I really use is Instagram. So I'm
Okay.
Instagram at the Self Esteem Doctor. If you're more of a Facebook person, same thing, at the Self Esteem Doctor, all spelled out. The
Is it
self,
all one word?
yeah, yep, the Self
Self-esteem
Esteem Doctor.
doctor.
Yep, Instagram and Facebook. Yeah,
Let's see if I got this right.
let's see. The Self Esteem. Yes, ma'am, you got
With a
it.
little at sign. Don't forget the at
Oh
sign.
yeah, that's okay. Perfect. Oh, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm so happy you all
Yes,
joined us today. This is so nice.
this was great. Thank you so much for all of the tidbits
For
and
sure.
information that you gave to us today. I so appreciate that. Do you have any closing thoughts before I wrap up?
I would just say thank you, number one,
Mhm.
for you, Miss Sabrina, for having me today. I think it was just so amazing when we can come together and have these kind of talks to share with women the potential. We have this potential, and when we're in the middle of the hard times, it's hard to see out of it sometimes. But I want everyone to remember that even when it's hard, even when it's so challenging that your brain is spinning, that there is an opportunity to bring yourself back to a positive place, at
Yeah.
least in your thoughts. For the times you don't have control out there, I understand, and my heart is with you. For the times we don't have control over what they're doing, he's doing, she's doing, what's happening, my heart is with you. And if we can start with the part that we can control, which is in here, as hard as it may be, as much as we may try and fail and try and fail and try and fail, don't give up on this part, because this is the part no one else can touch and
Yeah.
see. They really can't. They can influence us.
Mhm.
They can give us suggestions of really negative things to think. They
Mhm.
can get in there. They can get
Yeah.
in there. But at the end of the day, the effort we can put in is not to change out there, it's to change in here. And when we
Yeah.
do that, oh, there's a power that you unlock, and you will be calling me to thank me, honey. I promise.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. That's great. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you taking some time out of your day to sit down with us. There's still people here watching live. So thank you so much for those of you that are supporting us and supporting the channel. For those of you that are watching on the replay, make sure that you're hashtagging replay so that we can know that you're here. We can know that you watched and support you fully here on the Her Version platform. For those of you that are interested in learning more about Miss Simone, make sure you check out her website and her Instagram. And I am going to close up. So thank you so much for joining us here on Her Version. If you have an amazing story to share of struggle to triumph, be sure to reach out to me here or at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I am so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. Do something awesome today.